Hello everyone, welcome to a new chess video. Today I bring you one of those traps you like so much and ask for so often. A trap with which you'll make your opponent suffer a lot and also win in just a few moves. As if that weren't enough, we'll do it with the black pieces, since you're always asking me, please chess teacher, bring me some super powerful trap with the black pieces. On top of that, you can play this trap when they play e4, the king's pawn, but you can also play it when they play d4, the queen's pawn. What does that mean? That you'll be able to use this trap in 99% of your games, because they always start like that. So let's explain it. Let's start, for example, with the king's pawn e4. Then we're going to respond with the move knight f6. This is called the Alekhine defense. We're already attacking this pawn right here from the start. The thing is, it has a problem. Since we don't have this pawn blocking the opponent's pawn, now when we bring out the knight, they can attack it directly. But that's not a problem because we already know the trap. We have to place the knight next to the pawn, and it's now where they can play d4, and they have an excellent pawn center. Here, the main move of the Alekhine defense would be to play d6. But you know that we love finding traps that go a bit off the main line to catch our opponents completely by surprise. And we're going to play the move b5. Look at what a strange move. Besides looking like such a bad move, we're giving away this pawn. Notice that they could capture it with bishop development. Therefore, it would be very strange if they didn't capture this pawn. First of all, let's see what happens if they capture it. What's the idea behind this move? So that they can't play c4 to attack this knight. Here, if we play d6, they can directly attack this knight. Therefore, we play b5. Mind you, we give away the pawn. And now what? Well, here we gain a brutal counterattack. What we're going to do, remember, will be to play c5, placing this pawn here to gain a little bit of space. Here, many are already going to fall for the first trap of this opening. What is this trap? Notice that they've already eaten the pawn. Many might think, this guy is really bad. I'm going to take him out fast. I'll eat this pawn, and now I have 2 extra pawns. This would already be a huge mistake, since we have the move queen a5, check. And we're also going to capture the bishop on the next move. You have to be very careful in this opening with the queen 5 moves, because it doesn't just happen in this trap, but it will happen many times during the opening. Look, let's analyze the situation a bit. We're given check, so here the opponent would have to cover, right? But we're also attacking this bishop, so we're winning a piece. However, they're also attacking one of our pieces. Therefore, if we take the bishop, our opponent might take our knight, attacking a rook. Look, and here the opponent might be interested in entering this situation. However, we don't have to worry about that, because we are still winning. Pay attention to what we have to do. We are definitely going to play queen to a5 check, attacking the bishop, and let's see what our opponent does. In case they block with the knight, we simply trade here, and it would be the easiest thing in the world, because now we do capture and our opponent doesn't get the piece back. Therefore, if they block with the knight, they are totally lost. Now, they don't have to block with the knight, and they can make the good move here, which would be c3, but we'll still win. Don't worry, we'll still win anyway. Why? Because now we're going to do the following. They block with c3. What are we going to do? Take the bishop? What are they going to do? Obviously, they'll take the knight, otherwise they're completely lost. Now, they still have, 2 extra pawns, right? Because we've taken a piece and so have they. But we have the move bishop to b7, protected by the queen, attacking this queen, but with x-rays, and even more importantly, attacking this g2 point, which is totally unprotected. Therefore, when this queen moves, wherever it moves, it doesn't matter. We're going to capture this pawn here, look, and we're going to win the rook on the next move. It's true, now we're down a pawn, but look, we've already won the rook on the next move. Here, things can even get worse, because many people want to attack your queen, right? They think if you attack my rook, I'll attack your queen. But this is even worse, because it even lets us in with the queen. Here, right in front of the king, this king can only move here. He's lost the right to castle. This bishop won't be able to get out. We're winning material, because next we take here. This knight now can't get out here because we take it, nor here because we take it. He would have to come out here and look at this position. We have a rook advantage. And also, notice the king is here in the middle. He can't castle, and on top of that, he's blocking the pieces. Notice that this trap starts very well, but watch out, it gets even better. Now let's see how to reach the same position, but if instead of playing e4, they play d4 against us. The same position can be reached, as I told you at the beginning of the video. Therefore, you'll be able to use it a lot. If you're enjoying this video, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I have a trap prepared with the white pieces that's gonna blow your mind. So let's do a challenge. If we reach 400 likes, I know it's a lot, but if we reach 400 likes, I'm gonna upload that video of the trap. You're really gonna love it, and you'll use it in many games, so it's in your hands. If we reach 400 likes, I'll upload it. Now then, how do we reach this position with the black pieces if they play d4? Look how interesting. We're gonna play b5 directly. A really strange move. Here, your opponent's gonna think you're a pretty bad player, but hey, that's okay. What's the best reaction for white here? Playing e4. Why? To take control of the center and also attack this pawn right here. We, as you know, will play knight f6. If they decide to capture this pawn now, we'd capture the pawn on e4. And what happened here? Well, we'd have a favorable exchange, since we gave away a queenside pawn that's not very valuable compared to the king's central pawn, so we'd already be in a better position. However, the white player might be thinking, first I'll drive away the knight, and then, when the knight moves, I'll take the pawn. If you take a much closer look at it, we're in the exact same position. What's next? Well, the same as in the first variation, play c5 to break the center. We've seen that capturing would be a huge mistake because of queen a5. But here, many people might think, okay, he sees queen a5 coming, so I'll just protect both things. I'll protect the pawn and block the queen's entry. But simply, what are we gonna do here? Pawn takes pawn, and when they recapture, now simply queen a5 check, and we're back in the same spot. And now it's even better, because this pawn is blocking the queen, and she can't recapture the knight. So whatever they do, if they attack us here, we'll take the bishop. If they block with the queen, we won't trade queens, obviously, we'll take the bishop too. And if they block with the knight, what will we have to do? Well, obviously not take it, since it's protected, but first we trade knights, and then we calmly take the bishop. Notice that in 5 or 6 moves, we're already winning a piece. I mean, you have no idea how many games I've won using this trap. But wait, that's not all. Whoops, I'm choking. That's not all, there's still more. So remember, knight f6, attacking the pawn. When they attack us, we move it here, d4. Now we play our b5. If they play d4, you do it the other way, no problem at all. Bishop takes, we play c5, and we've seen so many people fall for it, even grandmasters. In pawn takes pawn, or even in c3. We know how to punish both of them. But what if they play c4? They're attacking this knight directly. Well, we're gonna give it away. But first, it's in your hands. Let's see if you can make me happy and we hit 400 likes or even more. I'll be super happy because I really want to show you the trap I have in mind. Wait a second. What do you mean we give away the knight, chess teacher? Have you gone crazy? Yes, I've gone crazy. You already know that. But this works. If you don't believe me, try it in your games and let me know. Check it out. We take here, giving away the knight. How can that be? Well, why? Well, because when we give up the knight, we'll have queen to a5 check available again, and we'll take the bishop. And not only that, but we'll end up with a much better position. Now we're no longer down pawns. However, we have a much more incredible position. For example, when they block the check, we take the bishop, and look, we attack the center pawn, we attack this pawn here. This position is terrible for white. I mean, we've ended up much better off. These pawns are going to fall. This pawn might fall too. They can't defend everything. It's the position that's gonna collapse on its own. Look at what an incredible trap. A brutal detail here that will win you many games. Check this out. When we play c5 and they play c4, as we were seeing until now, we said we give away the knight and we take here. However, many people will say, okay, I won't take here because then queen to a5 would come and they'd win the bishop. Therefore, what I'm going to do is take here with the queen. A much better move for white. However, we have another recipe to blow up the position. Look, this video is a goldmine. If you learn it well and study it well, you're gonna win many games. That's why I keep mentioning the likes. Look, we can't play through here. It wouldn't seem like a very good idea because this is still defended, right? But what happens is that we have this incredible move. What are we threatening now? I guess you're all seeing it. We're threatened to jump here. Double and triple check. Therefore, they'd have to resign here. How can the white pieces cover this square naturally? Well, for example, with the knight through here. A very normal move here would be a6 to kick this bishop out of here and end up a bit better. However, we have the move queen to a5 again to give discovered checks. Right now, we're threatening to move this knight here or there, giving check. In winning material, a lot of material. Therefore, a very natural move for white here. What could it be? Obviously bishop to d2, right? Supernatural. Not only is the pin avoided, but now he's the one pinning us. But come on, I'm going to give you 3 seconds here to think of an incredible bombshell. Come on. There it is. Well, the incredible move here is queen takes knight, sacrificing the queen. We're eliminating the defender. And now when they capture us, now we really don't have the knight covering us. Look at what an incredible triple check. We're going to win the queen on the next move. We threaten this bishop, the king can't castle, and we end up much better off. Therefore, we also end up with an extra piece. Look, 1, 2, 3 against 1, 2, 3, 4. They've fallen into our trap again. And wait, because the best part is still to come. Well, here we have to be careful with one move. And that's if they go back with the bishop to c4 to prevent all these check themes. But now I'm going to show you how to win when they play bishop to c4, which seems to be the best move. They're just attacking our knight? Yeah, we'll give it away anyway, and we don't have to fear them taking it. Why? Because of the same old tactic. You know, when you play this opening, keep in mind that you always have, or usually have, the move queen to a5 check available and will win back material. A logical move here, right? Bishop to d2 to block the check. We take the bishop, and look, now we're much better off than white. First, we've broken down this whole strong pawn center that the white pieces had. Second, we've eliminated the bishop pair. Third, we're attacking the e5 spot, and we're also attacking this g2 spot. So it seems there's only one way to defend them, right? Which would be knight to 3. They defend this one and they defend that one. But we can follow up with bishop to a6, completely cutting off castling. And now the white pieces are in serious trouble. Look, I checked what the most common move here for white was, and it was c3. And notice that we win instantly here. Basically, no matter what they do, we're winning, right? But even if they make a move like c3, not sensing the threat, queen to e4, check. And now what does white do? They can't do anything. The king can't move because it's cut off by the bishop. They'd have to sacrifice material to keep the game going, and that's more than one. Look, with the queen, it would be checkmate. So they'd have to sacrifice the bishop, and this is already more than one. We take here, we're threatening to take here with a double check. This is as one as it gets. We've seen that by retreating, we give up the knight and take here. However, white has a winning move here that's practically impossible to find. But if they do find it, we have to be prepared, right? They won't find it, I'm telling you right now. But if they do find it, then what? Look at the move. Knight to c3, giving up the knight for the pawn. What a strange move, right? And they think if I take here, and then I'm fine. It's a good move though, very hard to find. And what are we going to do? Well, we're going to take the knight and get into the game. Bishop takes knight. Now what? They're threatening our rook. Ah, look, now we simply have the move queen to a5, as always. We're attacking here, we're attacking there. They can take our rook. Notice that if they take here, check, here, and here, so we'll be in great shape if they take the pawn. But of course, the interesting part here is what if they take our rook, right? Sure, we're ending up down a rook. Well, look at this very interesting move here. Pawn takes pawn check, we threaten the rook and the bishop, they block, and now we don't promote, because if we do, they can take our queens. What we'll do is take this pawn with a check first. And now, when they block, what are we gonna do? Well, capture the rook. And what do you say in chess, teacher? What's that? You have a queen for me? Well, give me the queen, because with not one but two queens, check. Look, this is completely won. Plus, they defend each other. And here, it would be checkmate in this case, because if they move back, checkmate. Therefore, we are completely winning here. Look at what an incredible line to finish it off. If you find the right move, most people fall into this line. I hope you guys loved this video. Chess Teacher says we're going to reach 400 likes, so hit it hard. If you leave me a comment, I'll read it. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll see my daily videos. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video, friends. Bye.